Hello, and welcome to the platform roadmap um, of our decisions application. We're going to start here in just a couple minutes, give it a little bit of time for people to, uh, come on in, and then we'll get started on some of the topics we are talking about today. So, yeah, just give it a couple minutes, 2 or 3. For those who of you who are already on can watch me fiddle with my screen for the next couple minutes. Okay, time is 2:02. We'll go ahead and get started here. For those who don't know me, my name is Josh Lax. I am a product manager here at Decisions. I am in charge of the integrations team and AI initiatives that we have here. The other product managers are Eric Wilmering, Kirsten Johnson, Rohit. We all have our kind of our niche role here at Decisions. I'm specifically in charge of integrations in AI. So modules that we have, any external integrations that we host and use inside of the platform, as well as how our platform could be integrated with, falls under my purview, as well as all of the AI initiatives that we have here as a company. So any AI features that we implement, any AI applications that we implement, any features that we provide in the platform to better help you guys integrate AI into your workspace. That's all kind of my jazz, so to speak. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get started here. How to contact us. Our email is productmanagement@decisions.com. Um, Kind of lengthy now that I say it out loud, but if you want to email that email address and send us a comment, tell us what you want to see more of out of the product. If you have any questions about the product and we want to know where we're headed about a specific feature, we'd love to kind of discuss and hear your opinions about how our product should be, could be, and would be, right? So feel free to send that email. I will answer it personally, if not another team member of mine, and we'll hop on a call and discuss whatever you want to discuss about our product. So, our mission is to enable you to solve problems with a platform that combines human intelligence with a suite of automation techniques. Um, I had the pleasure of learning about like kind of decisions like history a couple weeks ago in like a in an internal meeting that we had, and realizing that our the roots of decision was mostly built around object-oriented programming and training people on how to use object-oriented programming and how to develop in that, and about uh, how much better it is than traditional programming is, using objects, being able to use data-driven design, stuff like that. And so that's where kind of decisions started, is to kind of help product dev teams use this very specific style of product development. And then writing guardrails around that behavior so that everything you're making is like safe, changeable, flexible, and then also adaptable to an everyday user. So that's like our mission as a company, and this is our product team mission. Recent history. 2024, we released V9's projects and designers. That was a big update. If you've migrated from V8 to V9, you know the kind of it's an entire shift in the way we develop projects. Now, projects are completely isolated. You can build everything about that project all in one view, and then give a dependency to another project so that you can develop using those techniques. So is a little bit different than how we traditionally had it in V8 and lower. So we were pretty focused on making that paradigm shift in 2024. Now in 2025, we're mostly focused on deployments and infrastructure, focusing on deployment server and rewriting the platform on Kubernetes, being able to horizontally and vertically scale with Kubernetes clusters and having decisions be the basis of that so you can apply more cores when you need it, spin up servers automatically and easily to be able to use them however you'd like. So that's kind of our goal for 2025. If you want to know more about like deployment server and stuff, we gave a really good webinar on it 2 weeks ago, Eric Wilmerink, and then that's most likely on YouTube. We're happy to provide links if that's something you'd like be more interested in. Some upcoming releases. I think most of these things are in the past, right? We got 9.10, 9.11, 9.12 is recently coming out. So a couple of things we're pretty proud of. Custom actions in advanced data grids. We had a lot of flow designer refresh, step inspection, and then AI prompt management was, that's my baby. So execution history is something we added to be able to store and better allow you to see what executions for your prompt. But I'll show you a couple more right here. So one of the things we added was attached labels. One of the things we noticed about like our form designer is that every time you drag a component out, you most likely set up a label to identify that component for the end user, right? You'll see this this GIF right here where a person's putting full name and then they put in the text box and they have to write full name. So we kind of combine those things into once. We had those on simple forms where you'd give a label to a text box or give a label to other things. So we just kind of included that all in one. So you don't have to worry about moving both of them. You can just move the one object that has the label on top of it. Makes it a complete, unified experience. The next is custom action fields for advanced data grids. This allows you to enable actions for advanced data grids. These were not available at all in any kind of report, but we put them on advanced data grids so you can create these custom actions, custom movements, so you can like kind of trigger workflows with the press of a button on the side of a report. This is a pretty common ask over the past couple of years, so we implemented it. Step inspection. If you haven't seen the new flow designer refresh, it's a lot. It's completely different than how it used to look, and the debugger is no doubt completely changed from when you used to be able to see it. So this is an example of us being able to look inside of the inputs and outputs and search through the JSON for specific variables. You'll see in here someone, this is a fetch entity step. They want to know the email addresses that were returned. So they typed in email, and there they can see all the email addresses that were returned throughout that entire, I'm guessing they used account object inside of the step inspection. So this is the kind of detail, like once you hit the debugger, or once you've hit using the debugger and you've hit the step, see the execution, now you can drill down into the data that's being executed and being responded with inside of the debugger. So really good enhancement. I would say if you haven't checked it out, please check it out and provide feedback. We'd love to hear your opinions on how this is better, worse, or how you envision this needing to go. So here's some of our long-term visions for our product. So 2025, this year, you see deployment server is bolded, right? That's like our big thing we're doing this year, completely revamping our repository actions and kind of incorporating Kubernetes cluster so we can scale our application up and down however you need to run. With that is coming a lot of improvements to how we imagine people build projects. So there's going to be an entire sprint management system inside of the deployment server, a whole set of testing suites, production data enrichment, all those things kind of added into the deployment server. You'll see all those dots, of all the features right there. And then on the other side, we're going to improve, our whole application wide by increasing some process mining capabilities, doing some auditing in health, right? I think our health needs kind of an update and figure out how people need to include health into their workflows. Improved AI integration and automation. That's what I'm trying to do to make, our modules more robust, do more functionality, and better integrate with AI in general. Flow designer refresh has already happened, and we're very proud of the work we did for that. Unified UI designer. If you built pages and forms inside the tool in the past, we're now uniting those two into one simplified UI designer. So no more a page can't do this, so now I have to use a form. No, forms can't do this, I got to use a page. Now we're kind of merging those into one designer that then you can apply in different places to make it easier for you and your team who are building. So system admin overhaul. On projects, there's a lot of system admin stuff, and as well as the application in general, there's a lot of system admin kind of functionality in there. So we're going to look to kind of figuring out what needs to be reworked, figure out what people use, what people don't, and then obviously just improve it in general. And then my favorite thing is AI agents and integration enhancements. Just how we can build and deploy agents inside the tool. And be able to improve all of our modules for AI in general. So 2026, we're looking to doing some automated decisions updates, right? So you don't have to worry about kind of updating your machine. We'll kind of update it for you, and kind of supplying all the help you need to be able to upgrade to the latest version and make sure you stay on the latest version. Transactional data types. Data types that are kind of stored in an unconventional way that makes them a little easier to work with, makes them more flexible. AI design assistant, just some improvements to our Dart chatbot inside the application to have it help you in more areas of the product, help you design, help you modify your designer items. Those are the kinds of things we're looking to do. Automated scaling, testing, and optimization, being able to chaos test your flow or your project to be able to kind of push it to its limits based on data, and then provide you a real world view of you being able to go in and modify and adjust to those kind of chaos testing that we've done for you. Embedded project management capabilities to be able to manage your project that's embedded in your own application, right? You take the decisions form, take a decision workflow, put it into your own application. We want to better be able to help you manage that kind of capability in general. Portal experience overall, look into how we can improve the studio and the designer items, as well as you see up at the top in-app designer tutorial. So looking to like take our training, take our application, and kind of merge them in one to be able to allow you to train on the designers that you're using in real time while you try to use it to help you speed up your roadmap around using decisions. Self-managing predictive analytics, that's more around kind of like our rules and figuring out how we can like make some predictive analytics around whether it's true, whether it's false, and then provide you some metrics around how you can change to be able to adjust that kinds of things. Some adding some machine learning inside of the platform. Embeddable designers, talking about how we can take our flow designer and you can embed it directly into your application so the user doesn't have to see our portal, they just see kind of exactly what you want them to see. And then solutions content for ongoing similars campaign. Being able to use our similars campaign to figure out what projects are out there and be able to put those into the app store for our solutions or from our solutions team so we can have a more robust set of things inside the app store to make it a lot more usable. Now, if we look way far down the line, 2027, a lot of these are rule designer enhancements. Our simplified rule set designer, rule sets are pretty complex as it is because there's a lot of functionality baked in, trying to make that easier to work with, easier to build to increase time to production there. Business models, completed simple flows, like simple flows were made a long, long time ago with a really good purpose in mind. And we think those need kind of like a revamp and figure out how to make them work because that's ultimately the experience people are looking for. They're looking to like make simple little flows that they can piece together and execute on command. Rule tree designer. This has come from one of our clients where they want to essentially make a trickle down flow where they have a top rule, and then if it goes false, it runs another rule, and it goes to true, runs another rule, and then so on and so forth until it gets to the end. Our rule chain was kind of almost there, but we're going to look into doing a rule tree designer so you can kind of visually see the avenue that your flow took to be able to come to the realization of like a final justification of your rule. Automatic rule enhancement recommendations. So obviously, we have recommendations right now. If we can send to-dos to your environment where we tell you guys, hey, this fetch is returning a lot. This is really slow. Here's what you need to do to kind of correct that. We'll do that same kind of thing with rules, but they'll be more automated based off of how your rules are executing. This one right here, less development and more configurable designs. This is something I'm particularly kind of interested in accomplishing. We know when we build certain things inside the tool, we want to configure them a very specific type of way, mostly, right? We typically want to build, like when we build a active form flow, so to speak, you typically put a rule to figure out whether you should hide or show a form component. We'll make one of those things where it's over and over and over again on your form, you'll see that kind of behavior where it's just simple rule, hide and show, simple rule, enable, disable, something like that. So making our platform a little bit more configurable so you can configure one of those rules instead of having to develop it every time. Those are kind of things we're just looking into, like repeatable patterns inside of our platform. Every time you do this, you typically do this, this, and this, and then making that configurable as well as making it available to be more complex if you need it to be. Project user documentation guide. So right now we have our regular project documentation, but we're not making like a user guide for like an end user of how they're kind of interacting with the tool, right? So how they're clicking on a form, how they're using the form, those types of things we're going to look to kind of making a one-click download for getting how to use the platform that you just built inside of our platform. And then some more advanced user settings around like increasing our account stuff so you can do more things and be able to have more settings around what your account can do, what it can't do, and around what groups can do and can't do. And then some interceptor rules around like, do I even want to run this? Do I even want to execute this rule? Let me set something up so that I won't execute this rule, won't execute that rule based off of some settings. So those are the type of things we're going to include in 2027. Some roadmap themes. Health and integrations embed intelligence and best practices, make health monitoring, reporting, and visibility instantly usable and actionable for everything users build, including our health bar into the flow designer, into the rule designer to make sure you're using best practices inside of our tool to make sure that the project you're building is sustainable and that it's is built of the best quality that we can. Developer velocity. We're redesigning our tools to be more developer friendly and with quality of life enhancements that streamline workflows, improve overall productivity. That's the like making sure that if you built a rule that we are chaos, we are stress testing it so that you can go to production faster and use it in production faster. Deployment. This is our deployment server, right? Significantly improving both project and architecture deployment to simplify moving projects across environments and scaling them as needed. That is being able to spin up a QA server instantly and provide it with enough core so that I can do its job and then immediately tear it down and then spin up our production server. So you can easily be able to migrate products or projects to production to QA with a quick button click. And we're trying to make that all possible with deployment server. This is our core product kind of roadmap. You'll see a bunch of different things on here around like deployment architecture, deploy test management, deploy server environment manager. Those are mostly the things around the deployment server. And then you'll see around these other kind of things, you'll see deployment, right? Developer velocity, health and integrations. These are all the kind of features we are planning inside of our core product. So you're welcome to like take a screenshot, send me an email if you'd like to talk through one of these or see if one of these would be a nice fit. If you want to learn a bit more on how you can improve these into your application, please reach out. We'd love to talk about it. Along with our product team, our solutions team is working on building applications to put inside of the platform. We just hit our V9 migration, and so now we're looking into all these other things. You'll see June we've finished Cortex, which is an embeddable kind of database design where you can reach out with a question and it'll look for the most most contextually relevant question based off of an embeddable string. We're doing fuzzy categorization engine where you stick in a random object and it uses some categories and applies a category based off of some metrics that you set up. project management application. We're using Monday.com, I think, right now. And so we're trying to build product management inside of our application so that you can manage it yourself. And that's going to go directly into the deployment server as well. Simple query builder would allow you to interact with your database and allow your end users to create queries and basically reports around data that they would like to report on continuously, and then set up some repeatable jobs that you can get notified of data changes and get data sent to your inbox on a weekly basis. I know my managers really like to see tasks complete, right? So if that's inside of your database, we can obviously just set up a simple query to pull back all that stuff week over week and then send it to your manager automatically. That's the kind of stuff we're trying to add it to Simple Query Builder. So here's my team roadmap. It's less of a roadmap and more of three things that we're kind of working on in the next couple weeks. So one of the upcoming things we're working on is a mass release of AI features. We're going to release 17 AI features into our product to assist in the development and maintenance of projects built in the tool. So there's three types of features that we're looking to add: generative, iterative, and then assistant-like features. Uh, Generative is what everybody's kind of asking for. How do I write a prompt and be able to uh, um, generate a flow, generate a statement rule, generate a truth table? Those are the things we're working on as far as generative. And then when you think of iterative, it's more of the like, now I have this designer item. Now I would like to make modifications to it via a simple prompt as well. So providing you ways to iterate on your design, iterate on your designer items through a prompting mechanism. And then as far as assistance goes, it's more of assistance in our project documentation, making that better through summaries built by AI, and then having testing and simulation data all built by AI as well. So you don't have to spend time writing data to test your application or test your workflow. We'll just do it for you, and then you can execute those tests. So again, there's three types of features: generative, iterative, and assistance. This is the current kind of motion that we're doing right now, right? We have generate form, formula, statement rule, truth table, data structure, and rule set. Along with all of those generate steps, we're going to include a modify with it. So modify form, formula, statement rule, truth table, data structure, rule set. Um, all those are going to look a little bit different. There's going to be they're going to be interacted with a little bit differently. So obviously the generate form will be on a designer folder. It'll be a designer folder action to generate, and you'll pick which one of these you want to generate, and you'll provide a prompt. Iterative will be inside of the designer experience of those items. So inside of a form, you're going to get a button at the top that says modify with AI, or probably an icon. I know my design team really likes icons. It'll probably be an icon. You click on it, it's going to pop up a web page where you can type up a prompt, hit generate. It'll generate the changes that it's going to make, and then allow you to kind of proceed with changes. And it's going to modify those designer items right in front of you. As far as the assistance is concerned, setup email. Emails can be kind of not troublesome, but a little bit annoying to have to write and maintain. So we're going to make a button on the send email step that says set up email with AI. Probably an icon again, but you'll click it, you'll type what the email is for, and then it'll use data inside the flow to populate text merges for subject and body, as well as identify the to and from for that, allowing you to change it, of course, before you officially release it to production. But the initial setup will be done by us. Project documentation improvements include some summaries around project level items, build test simulation data, build some unit tests, and simulation data for you to be able to execute your flow and rule, and then set designer item description. That'll be inside of the designer item button that says, generate designer description, send that whole JSON configuration of that item to AI, have it respond back, and fill the description of your designer item. So this will be the kind of interaction you will see after all these features are kind of designed. You'll click a button, whether it's in the designer item or inside of the designer folder. This this interaction will pop up where you can describe the changes that you would like and hit generate changes. That change list will be populated on the side, and then you'll be able to complete or continue to iterate on your prompt until you get the kind of designed experience that you're looking for. There'll be a lot of kind of hiccups with this. We're going to look into like doing some a small sample of people will get it and be able to kind of test it out for us and be able to see if it works for them, as well as we'll do some mass testing on our side to be able to kind of correct this and fill out what steps we missed along the way. But this will be the start of how we get into this generative AI kind of features. After that, I want to talk about we're going to talk about agents for just a little bit. Uh, agentic is agentic behavior is becoming really, really popular over the past couple weeks. I don't think I can even go on LinkedIn anymore and not see agent on my on my phone for a while. But um, what we're going to do is we're going to make an agent designer inside the tool. If you haven't heard about this before, I'd be happy to show you a demo of what this might look like. But the idea here is that you would configure an agent, you would configure workflows and functions that it has access to, that it can execute. You would provide a system level prompt. You would pick a model and a provider for it to use, or you provided an API key so it can track the cost of the agent over time. And then you'd be able to deploy that agent into Slack, Teams, or use it as a backend step for your workflow. So those are the kind of things that you can do. We'll give you a folder that you can add flows or a specific flow behavior type to it, right? And then your agent will be able to execute those flows and use the data inside of it or use the actions inside of it. So if you want an agent to send an email, you would ask it to send an email about a certain topic and to a certain person, and it will completely send it for you. So those are the types of things we're trying to add inside of the platform to be able to allow you to create as many agents as you want, allow them to interact with each other, and then use them inside of your company communication, right? Slack or Teams. Additionally, looking into like how agents can monitor an inbox or be able to be triggered on database entry or database change or modification, and that will come swiftly after agents. So after we're done with kind of building the infrastructure of agents, then we'll take a look at our modules, our other integration methods, and figure out what out of the box functions we can provide to you with our agent design, right? If you know that you want to make a Slack agent, you're going to need the add channel Slack command, right? So we'll add that for you, and then we'll figure out which actually of our integrations probably need their own agent that you can download and start using immediately. So those are the types of things we're going to look into with agents. If you have an agent example or an agent kind of idea that you would like to talk through, I'm happy to walk you through my example and we can figure out what best works for your company. For us personally, we're looking to incorporate agents into our support ticketing process to be able to look to resolve an issue before a human is intervening, right? So if we can, if we know that your support ticket says like restart my machine or restart my password for this, we can probably trigger and do that automatically without having it to go to a support rep. We'll wait for them to have time and then for them to go do it. We can just preemptively do it before a human is involved. So that's the kind of like back end logic we're looking to do is like incorporate that into our support ticketing system so that we can solve your problems easier. This is our this is my probably my emptiest slide. AI OCR exploratory efforts. This is a very common ask. People keep asking me, how can I use AI OCR inside the platform? How can I, set up a data type and then give it a file and then be able to pull that exact data out of the file exactly how I need it. We built a small demo, showcasing the capability of this, right? I think it uses two different pieces of technology. It uses Azure Document Intelligence, and then it uses OpenAI or ChatGPT to be able to pull the data out. We're kind of interested in getting more use cases around this and seeing more use cases around this so we can figure out how to properly put it inside the product. Maybe it's a designer folder that we can put a bunch of files in and train it on how to pull data outside of it, and then allow you to combine that folder with a database type that we automatically add to a prompt, and then we provide you a step that you can just provide a file based off of the configuration. It'll pull that data out. Or maybe it's just providing the tool so you can build that kind of experience yourself. If you have any kind of questions around how you would like these set up or how, questions around how could you get to kind of do these AI OCR capabilities, I'd love to talk to you and kind of get some more use cases around this type of stuff. We have a small demo right now showcasing this capability. And if you would like to see that demo, if you'd like to talk more about AI, I'm happy to talk through those things with you. But that is all I got. I see one question in the chat, and it's from Tyson. Are those features only available to decisions hosted? Uh, I'm Tyson, are you talking about the AI features? If so, you can answer in the chat yes or no. If that's the case, the AI features are completely available to everybody. You don't have to be, you can be self-hosted, you can be hosted by us. That's either way is completely fine. We're going to manage it for all of our customer base. If you have the application, you have access to um, these features that we're hosting. Anybody have any more questions? Feel free to put it in the question and answer or the chat. You can put it in anything. And I'll give you a couple more minutes. If no questions, we'll end it here. Marvin, yes, it will be. It will be posted on the YouTube roadmap playlist, so it'll be there shortly. I can't say whether it'll be there today. Most likely it'll be there tomorrow and available for you. Okay, if that's all the questions we have, then we'll go ahead and end it here. The next product roadmap webinar will be on July 29th. It'll be Kirsten Johnson talking about the UI designers. Kirsten's doing some fantastic work with our forums and pages. She's going to love to showcase uh, some of the concepts and things she's been working on. If you want to get a sneak peek, you're welcome to, again, email that product management at decisions.com so she can reach out to you and talk. If you're a very form heavy, design experience kind of operation, we'd love to be able to talk through how these new form enhancements will be used and how they can be used inside your projects. So, and again, I don't know if I can stress this enough. Product management at decisions.com is where you can reach me and where you can reach all of us at Decisions who kind of handle this, the roadmap, the features that are put inside the product. Please please email that if you want to be able to contact us, as well as we're going to send a survey at the end of this meeting so you can kind of give your feedback on the features that were presented today. If you have questions or concerns about any of those features or you'd like to hear more, please submit that survey as well. It helps us greatly in identifying what is important to you. So thanks everybody and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.